Alright, so today I want to do a two-part video series about water. The first part is going to be about, why water is important and why eating a fruit-based diet can help you optimize your hydration. The second part is going to be about the logistics of it all. How much should we drink? How should we drink? What should we drink? In what order should we drink in relation to our meals? And that sort of thing. So let's get into part one and talk about why water is important. So, as most of us know, water is a very important nutrient for optimal health. And our bodies are mostly water. And if you think about it, water is really the second most urgent nutrient for our health, because all nutrients are important, but some nutrients are more urgent than others. Like, you can't really go for a few days without oxygen, right? We're talking minutes when we're dealing with oxygens. When we're dealing with water, we're talking days, how long you can go without water. So it's a very urgent nutrient. After water, we get into food, which you can go for weeks without and still survive, maybe even months depending on your fat stores. But water is a very essential nutrient, and it's very important to constantly keep replenishing it and stay optimally hydrated. If we get dehydrated, it affects not only our physical performance but also our mental performance. So we're not able to concentrate as good, we might feel lethargic, lack of energy, these sort of things, and your performance goes down. For every percent of your body weight that you lose in water, your performance goes down. So we don't want to be dehydrated because we want to be sharp mentally and we want to perform optimal physically. We want to be healthy. And of course, most people in today's society are somewhat dehydrated, and this is a combination of several things. First of all, they're not eating a diet rich in fruits and vegetables, which contain a lot of water. They're also eating a lot of dry foods, bread. Bread is very dry, think about it. And these foods, not only do they not supply water to your body, but they actually sort of take water, because they come out the other end wetter than they went in, right? When you eat bread, it's pretty dry. When you go to the toilet, it's not that dry, it's pretty moist, right? So you're essentially losing water by eating these dry foods. So that's one of the reasons. Another reason for why people are so dehydrated is because they're eating a lot of coffee, tea, alcohol. These things cause certain hormonal changes in your body that causes you to actually pee out more water than you should. So resulting in dehydration, a slight dehydration. Now, so how should we stay hydrated then? Should we just drink lots of water? Well, that's one way, and that's what most people do. They drink, well, most people don't actually, but most people, if they don't want to change their diet, what they should be doing is drinking more water so that they can stay hydrated despite eating a dehydrating diet and a toxic diet and that sort of thing. So they will drink more water and sort of somewhat make up for it. But the ideal way to stay hydrated, of course, is to make sure that you're eating a diet that is hydrating. We're naturally tropical, frugivore animals. We're designed or adapted, if you will, to eat fruit, raw tropical fruit. And we all know that fruit averages, 70, 80, even 90% of its weight from water. And this is a good thing, not a bad thing. Some people say, oh, fruit is not nutritious, it's mostly water. Yes, it is mostly water. Water is one of the most, as we said already, most urgent nutrients for human health. So of course, the fact that fruit contains so much water is a great thing, not a bad thing. Of course, it means you have to eat more total food in order to get your calories in, but that's just another perk. You get to eat more food. So fruit is great for hydrating you, and most of your water needs should be covered from your food. So you shouldn't really have to drink that much water, which we'll get into in the second part of this video series. So let's sum it up. Water is an essential nutrient for human health. The worst thing you can do is to eat a dry, standard, toxic type of diet full of foods that will dehydrate you and diuretics that will make you pee more than you should and these kind of things. That's the worst thing you can do for your hydration situation. The best thing you can do though, eat a fruit-based diet, a diet rich in fresh raw fruit. And if you want to eat some vegetables as well, that's also fine, of course. they also have a lot of water in them. The point here is fresh food with lots of water content. You know, I have to say that the fact that fruit has so much water in it, that's actually one of the most important reasons why fruit is so healthy for us. You know, it's so rich in water. I notice with myself, if I do eat bread or something like that, that I might do on a rare occasion if I'm, you know, desperate and I just can't find anything to eat and I need to eat, I notice it's you know, it's so dry that even if I do drink water with it, it never gives me that same type of hydration as fruit. So really, if you think about it, the fruit tree has filtered that water. It's gone through the tree and into the fruit, and it's in the structure of the fruit. So fruit is just the best way to hydrate yourself, in my experience and theoretically speaking. So that's all for this episode. I want to mention here at the end that if you're interested in learning more about health and fruit and nutrition and that sort of thing, of course this channel is a good resource. You might want to subscribe if you haven't done so already. But I also do write articles every month, and we have a newsletter. If you go to our website, sweetnaturalliving.com, you can sign up there for our newsletter, and you can also read some of the older articles there on the website. And in the process, you get a free ebooklet on how to get started on a raw food diet, if you haven't already downloaded it, of course. So that's it for first episode. In part 2, we're going to get into how much to drink, when to drink, you know, the logistics of drinking. So stay tuned for part 2.